This video focuses on the concept of finding the area of rectangles and squares. So in order to find the area of a rectangle and square, what we're talking about is the inside space of that shape. And when we're talking about area, we're actually referring to how many squares it takes to fill up the inside. And so that's how we measure area, how many square units something is. So we could have square feet, square yards, square miles, square inches. Any of those concepts can be used depending on the size that's being used. But the first thing I need to do is I need to know what dimensions I have going on in my rectangle. Dimensions are the lengths of some of the sides. So right here, I look at the bottom, I see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna put a 5 right in the center there. That's referring to the length of this rectangle. And then I wanna see how many 5s there are. That 5 tells me the length from end to end here, but I also have to do that multiple times in this rectangle. In fact, I need to do that 3 times. So I have 5 squares on the bottom, 5 squares in the middle, and 5 squares on top. So I have 3 rows of 5, which gets me 15 squares. So the area of this rectangle is 15 squares. So I'd write 15 square units. Or you could also write it in a shorter way of 15 units. And that little 2 up there refers to the dimensions that we're using right here as using our length and our width. So with the rectangle, even if it has grids, if it doesn't have grids, it's the same concept. Here's my rectangle, this 5, this is 3. The area is still 15 units squared. You just can't see the squares, but they are there. How do we get that so quickly? Well, when we do 5 times 3, that's considered our length times our width. So our formula that we can use when we're referring to rectangles and their area formula would be length times width. So as long as you can identify a rectangle's length and width, you'll be fine. So what if we come down here and we are given a length and a width? In this problem, we're given a length of 9 and a width of 2. Length can go either way, so as long as you start with it. So I'm going to start with going up and down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I need to go a width or wideness of 2. And now I have my rectangle. Now I need to label those side dimensions so that I know what I'm referring to. I don't want to get in the habit of just counting squares every time because I'm going to get into some pretty big shapes. But in this case, I can see I have 2 columns of 9, which would be 18. So my area equals 18 centimeters squared. That same shape could be done right here, using the same 9 and the same 2, and the area would be 18 centimeters squared. So again, as long as you can identify in a rectangle or a square, either one, the length and the width, you can find the area referring to how many squares are on the inside.